sum is 91. Okay, what does sum mean?
Adding.
So what would that equation
X
be?
plus Y equals 91.
Two numbers whose sum is 91. That's what that is.
But
Their difference is 17. What's
X
difference?
minus Y equals 17.
Difference means subtract. What's the easiest way, we did this yesterday, to solve this? Add the two lines together.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen with y?
It's going to cancel out.
Bye-bye. X plus x.
2X.
91 plus 17. Good job, Cam.
Shut up, Cam.
Divide by 2.
No, I'm kidding.
Was that uplifting or encouraging?
You
No,
used to
but-
steal the box of mini muffins. He raided my locker yesterday. I had to take them with me
No,
because
I
he
didn't.
Kale is an angel child.
No,
I don't know
I
what
did
you're
not
talking
have a
about.
box of those.
No.
Kale stole your muffin?
No,
You're
he
lying.
attempted,
How are
but he
you,
failed.
Elliot, and Trig related to Hank? Like,
I wondered the
I
same
need to
thing.
know.
I wondered the
How
same
does that
thing.
happen?
All right.
I wondered the same thing.
Is this the answer?
No,
What's
that's
happening?
one of them.
54 plus what equals 91? 91 minus 54.
Good job.
Which is 37, is that right?
You know what, Jessica? At least I didn't stutter when I said the problem.
Well, you know, that's the low blow. That was mean. It's not funny
It's
anymore.
okay. If we make him too upset, he'll just throw up in his hand and eat
Okay,
I still don't.
number
Okay.
2. Okay, shh, guys, we're starting. The sum of twice a number and a second number is 61. Why don't you guys try writing that down so you can get it. The sum of twice a number and a second number is 61.
Oh, we're doing number 2.
Yes. The sum of twice a number and a second number is 61. What does the word is mean in math?
Equals.
Equals. Sum means add. So twice a number plus a second number is 61. The second number is 17 less than 4 times the first. I don't know if you guys remember, but less than, what does less than mean?
Minus.
But it's always backwards. If I say 20 less than, or 10 less than your age,
Then you would do your age minus.
you have to do
10.
your age minus 10. So less than is minus, but it's also backwards.
It's easy.
So it says, oh, let me try again. The second number, what's the second number?
Why?
Why?
Y, because this was our first number. So the second number is,
4X
oh, wait,
minus.
is equals. The second number is 17 less than
And minus 17.
minus 17. Less than what? 4 times the first.
4X.
4x. Okay. What, you could use elimination on this, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. What's that called?
Substitution.
If y is equal to this stuff, then we can change the y in the first equation to that stuff. So the first equation becomes 2x plus all the y stuff. And then back to the first equation, equals 61. Okay, this isn't even, so I'm gonna pause for a minute and let you guys try it. Remember, you need an x and a y. If you run out of time, you'll just have to come back and do it later. We're not sharing answers, although I don't care if you check with somebody right next to you. As long as you did it yourself first. I will, since you said please.
I hate this spot because I can't get anywhere.
Like in an airplane.
What is it?
Well, anytime I have to get up and do
Yeah.
something, I have to
Move.
push all over everything onto. Thank you.
I should, but I'm not going to.
Hey,
I didn't say the magic word.
Mr. Jordan.
The best for every time. Oh, wait, hold
What's
on.
that? I'm gonna get the Y.
Mr. Jordan, can I please have a calculator?
There's no answer.
It works. Holy crap.
No.
What? Okay, thank you.
I thought you were gonna make it like a 5-minute choosing process.
Oh, I know exactly what I did now.
Wow, I'm running the wrong calculator. You guys feel my calculators? Anybody walking off with my calculators? Alright, number 3. Where did I put?
No. What are you doing? I thought 13.
Okay, so unfortunately 1 and 2 was the easiest, right? John invested $10,000 between 2 different stocks. Shh. Okay, we're starting the next one, so you need to shut that one down. You have to come back to it if you need help. John invested $10,000 between 2 different stocks. One got a 10% return. What does that mean to get a 10% return?
You get 10% of what you invested.
Right. Means whatever you invested, you get 10% extra back. It's called interest. You got 10% return on one of the investments while the other yielded 5%. How much is invested in each stock if his total return was $650? So, equation number 1. This is kind of new to us, so it's okay if you don't immediately know how to set this up. John invested $10,000 in 2 stocks. That's an equation right there. 2 investments. Right. 2 investments, we'll call it X and Y. The total investment was $10,000, basically. Yeah. Okay, the second one's a little bit trickier. It said he got 10% of his first investment plus 5% of his second investment. Total amount of interest he got was $650. You guys get that? 10% of his first investment plus 5% of his second investment earned him $650.
So 0.1x.
Right. 10% is 0.1 or 0.10. I'll put 0.10 plus 5%
Zero.
of the second investment earned him $650. All right. This is an odd, so I'll help you guys finish this. I don't like the decimals.
Multiply by
10.
Multiplied by 100. What that does, I'm not going to write times 100 down. Basically, when you multiply by 10, the decimal moves once. You multiply by 100, the decimal moves twice. That'll get rid of, we did an assignment on that, didn't we?
It was just a genius.
Okay. The reason that I did that was because I prefer elimination. And now these are closer to being eliminated. What should I, if I want to get rid of the y's, let's say, what should I multiply this line by?
-5.
Negative 5. Remember, Josie, whatever your first instinct is, just make it negative.
My first instinct was to multiply the extra 1 by 10.
That would have worked also, but negative 10. Okay, so this line becomes negative 5x, negative 5y, negative 50,000. Whoa.
A lot of.
And I'm going to add the top and third line.
Is that a negative 15,000?
No. This is the place where I touch the board. 15,000 divided by 5 is 3,000 bucks. What did that stand for? That was
the
we'll call it investment A. He put $3,000 into the 10% yield. The thing about stocks is you don't know what percent you're going to get. It depends on how the business does.
The next one is
So if he put 3,000 in the first investment, how much must he have put in the second investment?
7,000.
Yeah, because altogether he invested 10,000. So the other one has to be 7,000. Some investments are sure things, like bonds, like you buy them from the government, or CDs, you can buy it from the bank. They tell you what percent you're going to get, but they don't give as good a percent as riskier investments like stocks. You guys can take finance your senior year. All the fun stuff. All right, number 4. Georgina, you guys should name your first child that. Has
It's a
a
weird way to spell George.
has a total of $5,000 invested. Looks like pretty much the same thing. Maybe. Let me keep reading. $5,000 invested in a savings account that receives 0.6% APY. That means annual percentage yield. That's the rate. And a CD that gets 0.9% APY. So CDs are a little bit better. You got to give your money to the bank for a set period of time, and they'll give you, at the end of the time, they give you some money back. But a savings account, you can like take your money out at any time. That's why it's a little, not as good. Anyway, Georgina had 5,000. So it kind of starts off the same as the last one. We got 2 investments, savings and a CD. So, and the total investment is 5,000. So what am I gonna write?
X plus Y.
We'll say X is the savings account and Y is the CD. Is 5,000. And she is getting 0.6%. Okay, this is kind of tricky. What's 0.6% as a decimal number? Just a pure decimal.
0.006.
Yeah, 1, 2, 0.006. You might have a, well, I don't know how you do that with a calculator actually. Anyway, you gotta move the decimal back a couple times. 0.06. So, 0.006 of your savings account plus 0.009 of the CD. And how much money did she make? $37.50. Notice the amount that she made was a lot less than the amount the number 3 John made on number 3.
What if Georgina's a dude?
I don't think there's ever been a dude named Georgina.
I don't think there's been a girl named Georgina.
Google it, I'm sure somebody will pop up. I bet if you Google it, it'll say like questions people often ask. Why would you name your child Georgina? Okay. What do you guys think I should do?
Multiply by 1,000.
If you multiply by 1,000, then I'll move the decimal 3 times.
Oh, that does make that.
So 6x plus 9y equals, okay, this is a decimal, not a comma. So
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 37,500. All right, I'm gonna stop there since this isn't even. I'm gonna give you a minute and 20-second pause. How far will we actually get?
8.
Not 10?
No, probably not.
10, 9 and 10 are kind of weird.
Okay, so number 2, I don't know how I did it.
I'm not offering assistance at the moment. Sorry, we're about to do number 5.
You have to do the elimination substitution. Think of 5, or can we just do like the distance formula?
Oh, I see.
5 is distance formula, but there will be some substituting going on.
Let's get a decimal.
Okay,
Four.
no, 4 comes out nice. Number 5, 2 cars 360 miles apart start driving towards each other. Okay, you guys remember the distance
The train.
equation? Not this
Distance
thing.
equals rate times time.
Yeah, the car one. Distance equals rate times time. That means how fast you're going. Like if I was going 70 miles an hour for 3 hours, 70 times 3 gives us how far I went, 210 miles. That's what it means. So on these problems, the harder versions of the distance problem, there's always 2 distances that we don't know. So instead of putting a d there, we put a rate and a time on both distances. We always started these problems back when in Algebra 1 with 2 arrows to draw a picture that describes what's going on. So let's try to think of 2 arrows that describes that shows what they are talking about. 2 cars 360 miles apart start driving towards each other at the same time, and they pass in 3 hours. Okay, let's pause there. You guys got arrows in your head?
Yeah, we got time.
Driving towards each other, that's the picture. I'm not gonna draw a car, although you'd be thoroughly impressed.
Draw a car.
Whoa. Wow. Pretty good.
Okay, that's like Da
See,
Vinci.
like, once done, yeah, okay. Anyways, now that we wasted time. So this person has a distance that I don't know. So I'm gonna put a rate and a time in for them. This distance I don't know, I'm gonna put a rate and a time in for them. It says the 2 cars are 360 miles apart. Where's 360 go?
That's the whole thing.
All the way. 360 miles. Then it says they start at the same time, but they pass in 3 hours. So where's the 3 hours go? Nope.
Goes for time.
That's their times. They both were traveling for 3 hours. So I'm going to replace the T's with 3's. The first car is going 4 miles an hour faster than the other.
So rate 4R.
His rate is not 4.
4 plus
It's
R.
4 faster than this guy. So if I call this guy R, I can call this guy R plus 4 for his speed. Okay, what is the relationship between these 3 distances? Distance 1, distance 2, distance 3.
Distance 1 plus distance 2 plus distance 3.
Right. However far the first guy traveled and the second guy traveled together, they went 360. So this plus this is equal to 360. Okay, down to some basic algebra now. That was the hard part. We did substitution, like we replaced distance with rate and time. Anyway. So this is really a substitution problem. Three R plus 3R is 6R. Okay, at this point, you guys should all be good. We'll go a little bit faster. What is 348 divided by 6? I think it's 58. Is it 58?
58.
What does 58 stand for on
The
this
rate.
problem?
It's the rate.
Rate would be like what, though?
Miles per hour.
Yeah, it'd be how fast who is going? This guy's going. How fast is this guy going?
58 plus 4.
58 plus 4.
So 62.
62. What are they asking? How fast is each car traveling? So the answers are 58 and 62. is all coming back to you now? You guys remember that now, number one?
I remember doing it,
I kind of remember Elena being like tears, gnashing of teeth. But then when you got to the test, you got it right. Was that right?
yeah.
I remember that. Can you believe it?
Yeah. I never cry at school though.
No.
No.
I just felt it.
Yeah.
Felt it coming off you, 6.
Yeah, I just never cried.
Okay, number 6. Okay, remember we're starting with 2 arrows. 2 speedboats leave the dock at the same time and travel in opposite directions. That's enough for the arrows. There's the dock. That would be the picture. Okay, again, I don't know their distance, so this guy gets right to time, this guy gets right to time. Okay, one travels 9 miles an hour faster than the other. What does that mean?
So R plus 9.
Somebody gets an R plus 9. Since I made this arrow a little bit longer, I'll call him R plus 9 for his speed. Okay, what else? Let's say. After 2 hours, the boats are 170 miles apart. Where do I put 2 hours?
Time.
Time. So, whoops, uh-oh. So those both get a 2 where the time was. And they're 170 miles apart. Where's 170 go?
That's
All the way. So it's very similar to the last problem. There are different kinds of distance problems. Sometimes the distances are the same. You just make them equal. I wonder if that's 7 and 8. Yeah, that's probably 7 and 8. Okay, what's the relationship between these 3 distances?
distance 1 plus distance 2.
Yeah, same as the last one. However far this boat got plus this boat's distance equals total distance. 2r plus 2r plus 9 equals 170. The question is, how fast is each boat traveling? So not only do you need r, this boat's speed, you also need to figure out what r plus 9 is, that boat's speed. I will pause for 2 minutes. Mark that. What is that? 1 minute or 2 minutes? I think that was 1 minute.
2 people trying to find?
We're just trying to find both their speeds, both their rates. R is one of those rates. R plus 9 is the fastest.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, 38 and 47.
Yeah, 38, 47.
Yeah.
I cannot do this. Wait, it was 2 hours. So I
Mind the
divided by
game.
2
Part of the game.
hours. Right, but up there, oh.
So you divide by 2 instead of 4.
Just violated.
So close, so close.
Finish that ball.
All right. Yeah. That
Are
was
we
2
gonna
minutes.
make it?
Heck no. We might make it to 10. Okay, number 7, Brittany and Hannah. Okay, this is a distance problem, but it's different, another kind. This is called wind and water current problem. So if you're in a boat and you're going with the water, downstream, how is that gonna affect your speed? It'll make you go faster, right? So instead of using this formula right here, distance equals rate times time, the rate is either gonna, if you're going with the current's gonna make your rate that much faster. This is a little bit sketchy because, well, probably pretty close. I don't know if a 5 mile an hour current will make your boat go 5 miles an hour faster, but it's pretty close. Close enough. And what if you're going against the current? If
It'll
you're
be
going against the
minus.
current, you're gonna use this formula, because it'll make you go that much slower. And this is also used in wind, like if you're in an airplane, the wind. If you're in a car, the wind won't affect you as much. But this is, C stands for current of water or the current of the wind. I guess we could use W also. Alright, so these are the two we're using. Number 7. Brittany and Hannah can paddle 12 miles upstream. Upstream means what? Are we going with the water or against it?
Against it.
Against. So if we're going against the water, it's going to be slowing us down, so that's this equation right here. 12 miles an hour would be the what? Or sorry, not 12 miles an hour. She went 12 miles, well, that would be her what? Distance. That's going in for D. What else does it say? 12 miles upstream in the same time it takes to paddle 28 miles downstream. Determine their paddling rate in still water if the stream flows 2 miles an hour. Okay, 2 miles an hour, the stream's going 2 miles an hour, what would that go for? The current. So I'm gonna put 2 where the C was. We don't know their time, but we know it was the same. So it said going downstream they can get 28 miles. So that would be, downstream would be using this one. 28 miles would be their distance. The current is still 2, but this time the current is going with them, so it's pushing them by 2. Oh, what would be the easiest way to solve this?
Elimination. Right?
No limit.
No,
What?
unfortunately not.
Substitution. Just.
It would be
Yeah, it might be
elimination because we
substitution.
already have opposites, right?
Might have to be substitution, hold on.
Why wouldn't
If you property of distribution.
You can't have these together because they're multiplied,
Mm.
and multiplication comes before addition.
But you'd have two variables if you did product of the distribution
Yeah.
of T. You'd have the variable of TR and you'd also have the variable of
Yeah.
T. You could use it, what's it called? The other one, the
Elimination.
elimination, yeah.
Yeah, if we multiplied the t's out, we could add them together, but we'd still have 2 TR over here, so that wouldn't help. I think we might have to do elimination. I can't see an easier way. If we divided by,
Elimination.
if we divided by t and then subtracted, that's not very easy though.
I think we should graph it personally.
Thank you for your sermon, David.
If it is easier to have a bunch of hours.
Yeah.
Okay,
You don't like.
so I guess, yeah, I can't think of an easier way than. Maybe it is easier. Okay, I'll just go with one little, there's 2 ways that I can think. I'm gonna divide by t on this side, so I can get r minus 2 by itself, and I'm gonna divide by t on this one. So it's 12 divided by t equals r minus 2. You guys see what I did there?
Yeah.
And 28 divided by t equals r plus 2. Yeah, this is probably an easier way. Still a mess. Trixie.
Just like me.
Okay, now I can use elimination. See how these are both r's?
Yeah.
So I can subtract the bottom line, like all these are lined up. I'm gonna do r minus r. I'm gonna subtract the bottom line. So the r's will go away. What's negative 2 minus 2?
-4.
Negative 4. What is 12 over t minus 28 over t? Basically, you just do 12 minus 28. 16 over t. We are almost there. How do I, what if t's on the bottom there? What do I do?
Multiply by -16.
No. That's if 16's on the bottom. If you multiply by t,
You cross multiply, don't you?
you could cross multiply. I'm not sure which way I should explain it. Did we do cross multiply this year? Yeah. Or was that just Jordan?
Just doing
Do we have a cross multiply this year?
Not
that.
this year, last year. That was geometry.
Okay. I'm not sure which way is easier. That's why I keep pausing. So if you multiply by t, that's going to get rid of that t. And then you multiply this side by t. Basically, you have negative 16 equals negative 4t.
Divide, it's just +4.
Yeah.
And which one is that?
T equals 4. They both started at the same, or they, t represented both of their times. They said the same amount of time. So it took them 4 hours. But what was the question? Determine the pattern rate in still water. So we're actually looking for R. How do I find their rate, their speed? If I put, just plug 4 back in. What's 28 divided by 4?
7.
7. So what plus 2 equals 7? 5. So they must have been going 5 miles per hour. That wasn't easy. You probably should have skipped 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Would have.
So if we don't get this done, is it gonna be due tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
I mean, we could still skip.
We only did like 3 even so far.
Very, very difficult even.
Yeah, I did half the work for you. Number 8, not that difficult. In fact, is it? Well, hold on. Let me see if 8's the same kind or is. Yeah, it's tailwind. Yeah, okay.
Let's skip that one.
8's probably easier, but let's.
Let's just do it for the fun of it.
No.
No.
9 and Jordan, just for the fun of it.
If Justice doesn't like them, that's a big red flag.
Just because you got 3 little words.
No, let's not play this game. We
Yeah,
played it in art class.
I love 3 little words.
It was bad.
Okay,
I love
we'll try
six.
9. We'll finish with 9 and 10, I guess. These are kind of
So we're skipping it.
iffy too, but that's okay. Number 9, 10. I was skipping 8. The sum of the digits of a 2-digit number. Do you guys know what a digit is?
It's
Yes.
like the number, like
Okay.
1 through 9.
A
Zero.
character,
So,
basically.
87 has 2 digits. 8's a digit, 7's a digit. How much is this 7 worth?
7.
How much is the 8 worth?
80.
80. Because it's in the tens place, it's worth 8 times 10, right?
What a reading button.
So it says the sum of the digits. So we'll say the first digit is x and the second digit is y. So the sum of the digits is 15. So what should I write?
X plus Y equals 15.
Yeah, hopefully this isn't the right answer. I just kind of made that up. I didn't even look.
7 plus 8 is 15.
Yeah, this could be the right answer, but it could be like 96 or, what else adds up to 15?
10 to 5. 100. No, that's not.
96, 69, 87, 78, all those would work. Okay, what else does it say? If the digits are reversed,
No.
the number formed, so instead of being xy, if it's yx, if the digits are reversed, the number formed is, okay, gosh.
9.
Okay, what is, if we reverse the digits, what's the y going to be worth?
5.
7.
It's going to be worth 10 times whatever y is. So, for example, if we reverse the 78, the 7 is now worth 70, not 7. So it's going to be 10 times worth what it was. The x is only gonna be worth x if it's in the ones place.
Is it not like, what is it, a division
Hmm?
thing?
I'm not done yet.
You have to multiply y.
Hold on.
Multiply the x.
Just say you
Now, 10 times y plus x would give us the value of this number.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. If we switch the order, this number is worth 7 times 10 plus 8,
Okay.
right? So this, if we switch the order of x and y, it's worth 10 times y plus x. This is not actually multiply. I know it looks like multiply, but it's not. It's just two numbers next to each other. Okay. The number formed is 9 times less than the original. Or 9 times, not 9 less than the original. Remember what less than means? Minus 9. The original would have been worth 10 times x plus y. Because all that stuff we talked about before.
So it'd be 10 times x minus y be in parentheses.
You could, but since it's just a subtraction problem, it doesn't really do anything. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, if it was multiply, that would definitely matter, but it's just subtract. Ugh, whew, doggies.
I can't wait to use this in real life.
I can't wait either. So I'm gonna simplify this bottom equation. I'm gonna subtract the y and subtract the 10x. So 10y minus y is 9y, and x minus 10x. Oof.
That's a lot of nines.
It's a big dog. I just brought this guy down. What's the easiest way?
Multiply by 9.
Oh, my order is incorrect. I need to put the x's in front.
Is it a negative?
If I subtract 10x, I get negative 9x, right? If I subtract y, oh yeah, it's negative 9. If I subtract y, I get 9y. Okay. Now, what's the easiest way to solve this?
Divide the top line by 9.
Okay, you could divide the top line by 9. You can multiply the bottom line times 9. Usually it doesn't work out that neatly, does it? But if we divide the top line by 9,
Yeah, negative.
we get that. Almost never use divide. But it just happened to work perfectly on this one. It's almost always multiply. So now if I add the x's together, they go bye-bye. Y plus y is
1,
2y. 15 plus negative 1, 14. So what does y have to equal? 7. How do I find x?
Plug it back in.
What plus 7 equals 15? 8.
Shut up. Now I'm gonna turn around and look at me.
Is the answer, alright, is the answer 7 and 8?
No.
8 and 7.
7.
Oh.
It's 87. I was.
No. I'm just gonna keep that to myself and let you.
I think I must have accidentally looked at the answer and it was in my subconscious since I wrote down 87.
Wait, so you're telling me you wrote the answer down at the beginning, but we did all of that for you to have already written the
Well,
answer down?
Jordan, if you were really thinking about it, he definitely wrote it at the beginning, because why would he mention that maybe this is the number?
No, that was an accident.
So either way, you would have probably thought about that.
I mean, yes, you have the answer.
Because technically, if you think about it, why would
I
you?
probably saw the answer in the book and didn't realize what I was writing.
I'm right, you're wrong.